Alright guys, so today I'm going to be making some kitchen utensils out of this spalted sycamore. It's the offcuts for the base of the table that I'm making. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw on the shape of the utensil. This one's going to be a spoon. Probably can't really see that, but there's two spoons on here. And I'm hoping, because this is so thick, I can get two out of each cut. You know, I'll resaw them and try to get two out of there. Alright, so the next steps, I'm going to take these over to the bandsaw and just sort of cut them out. Let's do it. Alright guys, so now that we got these things like roughly cut out, it's time to start sort of shaping them on the bandsaw. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so with the utensil, pretty much roughed out at the bandsaw, we're going to take it to the bench and start shaping this guy. You have to be really careful though, because, this is pretty thin and it'll break pretty easily. So light touches all around. I'm going to start with the spokeshave on the handle. So with some pretty basic shaping done with the spokeshave, I'm just going to go to my random orbit sander and start getting rid of these bandsaw marks, rounding over corners, that kind of stuff. I found that you can actually do quite a bit of shaping with a random orbit sander and some 80 grit sandpaper. Alright, so there you have it for the spatula. Pretty easy. The handles for all the different utensils are the same. The same spokeshave, random orbit sander. But the heads, like for the fork is different and for the spoon is different. So let's check those out. So with the forks, there's really no way around it. Lots of hand sanding between these tines. So I just curl up some 80 grit to start with. Start sanding. I try to round over these edges with the sandpaper while I'm working this, so I kind of wrap it around it. So once you're happy with the in between the tines with the 80 grit, you can go back to the random orbit sander and shape the rest of it. Just like the spatula. So for me, the spoon is like the biggest pain in the butt because I don't have good carving tools. They don't hold an edge at all. But you can get by with kind of crappy ones. So right now I'm just sort of drawing out the shape of the spoon part. And I'm going to start carving away at it. And so once you got most of the waste carved away, you're going to take your gooseneck scraper and start going to town. And so with the spoon part all carved and scraped out, you're going to do exactly what you did with the spokeshave and the sander to shape the rest of it. Alright, so once you've got your utensils all sanded up to whatever grit you want, I want to 220, you have to raise the grain. And if you're not familiar with what that means is you basically just get it wet. You don't have to soak it or anything like that, just get it wet, towel it off, and then let it dry, and you'll notice that it's a little fuzzy. It's not as smooth as it was. The grain has been raised. Then you're going to go and sand that all back down again, and that should prevent it from raising again the first time they get wet, because they're going to be washed, they're going to be put in food, and that kind of stuff. So once all that's done, it's time to apply finish. And I'm going to use this Mahoney's Finishes Walnut Oil. It's food safe and completely natural, so it's perfect for a project like this. Let's start finishing. When these are all said and done, I'll probably have 3 coats or so of this oil on them. But you just apply it, rub it in. This is the best part. Look at that. Look at that. And when you're all said and done, you've got a couple sets of utensils. These are great for like scrap wood projects, that kind of stuff. And they make great gifts. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed.